Alright, we have Hold Ground Scenario, the Breaking of the Fellowship versus Isengard Warriors. Aragorn, Boromir, 4 hobbits, Gimli and Legolas. And Isengard has Scout Captain, Lurtz, and Uruk-hai Captain. The centre objective, the tree, is the Hold Ground objective. You will get points for being close to the objective when one of the forces are broken. We have Maelstrom Deployment, where Lurtz could pick where he started, so he picked a nice little ambush spot. The Fellowship point at the board edge.
That is handsome, Orc.
Uruk-hai Captain Deployment. Scout Captain Crossbow Deployment with a Troll. Isengard 1 priority. Scout Captain used a heroic march to send the Troll and the crossbowmen up. Lurtz moved half with his gang to get a shot. Then we have Captain moved up with his squad to ambush the Fellowship. The Fellowship snuck around the back of the rocks. Isengard moved into the rocks and the Fellowship split up. Aragorn's charged into the centre. On to shooting. Legolas takes some shots at the Uruks. 2 hits. Nothing. No shooting from Isengard. Another heroic march from the Scout Captain, moving the Troll and the crossbowmen into position. Then we have Lurtz and his cronies moving up. We have the Fellowship in the rocks. Sam making a climb test with his rope of Galadriel. Aragorn used a heroic move to lock up these Uruks, while the rest of the Uruks are moving, making their way to an objective, seeing a obvious trap. That's the board layout into shooting. Legolas firing into combat with his deadly shot. Is that right?
Yeah.
Misses. Alright, Aragorn verse 4. Fight value 6 for Aragorn, let's just see. 6, don't need to worry about it. Roll for wounds.
We'll do what we get.
No wounds.
No wounds.
Aragorn wins the fight, pushes them back. No wounds. So the fight's this turn. The Uruks make their way up to the objective. Lurtz and his gang are going around for a good old flank. Then we have the Fellowship engaged into the rock formation and everybody pushing back into cover. Shooting. Legolas shoots again into the back line spear support. Misses. Then we have Lurtz taking a shot at Merry. Missed. Onto fighting, we have Aragorn,
who will be calling a heroic combat with his 3 point of might.
See if you get a 6 first.
Banner reroll.
Banner reroll because of the Fellowship
3
rules.
inches of the Fellowship. Ones. 3 ones.
3 ones.
Oh my word.
Alright, so the Uruks win. 5s to wound. 1 wound to Aragorn.
We will fate it. Passes it with his fate test.
Gimli versus the Uruks.
He will decide to fight with his Master Forged axe, so he gets 2 attacks instead of 3, but they're +1 to wound.
Alright. 6s.
5s. And a reroll. But I will might that up to a 6 to beat you, I think.
Okay.
Takes a kill.
Fellowship initiative, they move in, throwing axe, takes down Uruk. So the Uruk's position around the central objective. Lurtz moves up slowly, notching his bow. We have Aragorn and Boromir and Gimli all tied up with these two dispensable Uruks. And the Fellowship is making its way around the back of the rocks. And then we have our crossbowmen moving into a little hidey hole over here. Shooting, Legolas taking a shot at those three.
No,
at the Scout
Captain. But
with
we'll
two in the waist.
Yeah.
And he's on 2+ to hit because of
Gimli.
he's a little bit boastful and he wants to show up Gimli.
Yeah. So hitting on 2s. We've got 2 shots. Reroll for his Galadriel bowl because he's within 3 inches of Merry. 3 shots.
3 hits.
Now we
in the ways.
1, 2, 3 hits the front.
4, 5, 6,
4, 5, 6 hits the back. So we got 2 into the front rank and 1 into the captain. So let's do the captain first. I assume it's 5s. Nothing. Classic Legolas. And then these front ones, that's going to be 5s again, I think. Nothing again.
Lurtz with a long range shot at Merry over behind the rocks, but not obscured enough for the elven cloak. 6 to hit because of Frodo's Lights of Kalimar. 4 to wound, and we got the wound. Fate roll for Merry.
He's alive.
He's alive. Aragorn, heroic combat. Gimli and Aragorn fighting 1 Uruk. 6s, so no need to roll. I assume it's...
Wounding on 5s.
5s.
Slaughtered. And then they'll around for this man.
Wrap and trapped on that 1 Uruk. Boromir, Gimli, Aragorn. I won't roll, but I'm going to shield up.
Got
6s.
him.
Ding, ding, ding.
Trapped. Roll this twice. Got him.
Dead. Board layout after that lovely little heroic move in combat.
Merry.
Isengard strike team going to hunt down Legolas. Rest of the folks sitting on the objective. Crossbows triangulating and focused on the objective. Doing a bit of a runner with a heroic march from Aragorn.
Kalimar! Got this.
Blinding light is up. Shooting phase, Lurtz takes a sneaky shot at flanking Aragorn here. Hits, but no wounds. And it looks like Aragorn is coming down to take out this squad, which I think he can. I've seen it done in the movies. So. And then we've got our little taking the hobbits away from Isengard over there with Legolas. We have movement. The Uruks have backed onto the point rather than charging Aragorn, and the misfits of the ring have gone around the back, moving the crossbowmen into more advantageous positions. And then we have shooting. I think Lurtz will have some shooting. Shooting uneventful. Lurtz take a shot at Gimli out of the range of the blinding light. Misses. Legolas takes a shot at the Uruk-hai Captain. Misses. Sam climbs up with the elven rope, but forgets to bring Mr. Frodo, who rolls a 1 on his climb test and he just falls over.
I think I found the bottom.
The battle lines have swung, while the Fellowship makes a nice little flank. No engagements yet, but 2 Uruks going to attack Sam on the ledge, which might work good. Shooting. Legolas takes a long ranger at. Can you remove him? Takes out a regular Uruk-hai soldier. The Fellowship winning priority. Aragorn makes a climb test with a 6 and charges the front line, but stops short just before to save Samwise Gamgee.
Run around. Frodo or Kalimar.
Blinding light is active.
And now Gimli will move to here.
Battle lines readjusted. The 2 Uruks took jump tests, but Couldn't keep moving with the gap to try and kill Pippin. Battle lines are just staying there. Uruks have climbed the tower to get some shots. Heroic move from Lurtz to spring the Beserkers on to Gimli, and the rest of the forces are committing to this fight on the ruined tower. Fight with Aragorn on the tower. He won the fight but didn't strike any wounds. Down here, Gimli versus 2 Berserkers and 3 Pikes, and the Berserker is... take him out. Dead. Heroic move from the Captain and Lurtz, pushing forward to trap Merry, Gimli, and engage some of the Uruks on top, while the rest get ready for Boromir. Gimli is with some Berserkers and a Troll, and it should be a good time for him. Legolas ties up some forces. The hobbits start to engage the 2 Uruks on the hill. Boromir locking in. Combat. Sam's free heroic combat and Aragorn heroic strike with 3 point of might takes this lonely Uruk. Then they move from there to wrap and trap. Legolas's heroic combat will go.
So 2 on Legolas on 2.
Legolas on 2.
Legolas, you've got 2 attacks with your 2 knives. It's a 6.
6. Pushes him back.
I have to go that way. That way. Ha ha ha! Finally, Leggy doing
Double
something.
6s. 2 dead Uruks. In heroic combat, where's he going?
He's gonna jump on this one with Merry.
Cool. And to no one's surprise, the wrap and trap killed that lonely Uruk. Boromir won the fight, pushed them back, no wounds. Then we've got Legolas and Merry. Legolas and Merry fight. The Uruks were winning with strong 6s, but then with a banner reroll because of the Fellowship, the breaking of the Fellowship special rule, allowed them to roll into a 6. So they win the fight and no wounds. Then we move over to Gimli and Death. Gimli heroic striking his fight value up to 8. Beats back the Troll, kills the Berserker. The Berserker feels no pain, but he didn't roll his save. Alright, big turn of movement. Boromir called a heroic move. Uruks called a heroic move with their captain, and it seemed to be not a charge into combat, but away. Boromir moved back. The Uruk captain moved back here and allowed the Troll to push in to Gimli. Legolas, everyone tied up, and then the Fellowship up in safety where they should be. Isengard shooting 5 crossbows at the lonely Boromir. 2 hits, no wounds. Gimli strikes up to a strike fight value of +6, wins the fight on 6s, pushes them all back, and striking.
We're 5s on this guy and we're 6s on him. 1 on the Troll.
1 on the Troll.
1 on the Troll.
Legolas wins up by mighting to win the fight, pushes them back, makes strikes.
2 5s.
1 wound on a pike, taking him out, and then 1 wound on the captain. I will not fate that. Isengard 2 more to be broken. So Troll tying up Gimli, soldiers tying up Legolas. The Fellowship moving into range. My crossbows, but their little elven cloaks are really helpful. They are partially obscured at all. I need to be in range 6 to see them. But I'm just going to hold the point. They just need to wound 2 more and then the game might end. Lurtz in the bottom row of crossbows could not see Boromir because of his elven cloak. Just looked like a pillar to them. But the 3 on the top took a shot at Boromir. 2 hits, no wounds. He lives again. Gimli in combat with the Troll. He manages to win, based on a full reroll of the Galadriel here to get him that. When I rerolled that, I rolled 6s before. So now Gimli gets to make strikes.
Put them on the troll.
Alright.
Nothing.
Legolas wins the fight on a reroll with the banner. And then one wound onto the captain. Captain used his fate, successfully survived. Lurtz pushes his last might to do a heroic move to push forward to stop the Fellowship from getting to the terrain. So, Sam and Frodo jump down the wall with a rope of Galadriel from Sam and a 6 from Frodo. So they land at the bottom. Frodo quickly slips the ring on, hoping to be invisible, while Boromir tags those two Uruks, allowing Aragorn to do a heroic march on the double to there. We have the troll, moves out and skirts very, very close to hit Sam only, which is great. Then we have the rest of the Uruks tying up Legolas Greenleaf. Then we're going to go on to some shooting with 5 crossbows at Aragorn, which should be delightful. All 5 shoot into Aragorn. 1 hits, 1 pierces through Aragorn's double fate rolls. He rolls 2 fate rolls, he's got nothing left, and he takes 1 wound. Fight between Lurtz and Boromir. Boromir rerolls, wins the fight, pushes him back, no wounds. Troll roll of that. Sam beats the troll. Does he make any strikes?
He will try. 3. I don't think that'll do it.
Nope. Then we have Gimli on 1. 2 6s. Gimli takes him out. Legolas wins the fight, pushes them all back, and then it makes strikes
On the captain.
and he wins the captain with no fate. Alright, end of the round. Now the Isengard Forces are broken because they break at 50%, but just don't have to start taking courage tests until 66% of their forces. So, due to the rules, the game may end here. Alright, what do we roll for the game end?
That's 1 or 2.
1 or 2 the game ends?
Yeah.
3 continues. Going for the next round. Priority.
Any heroics from you, sir?
I'm out of might.
Fantastic.
The board is yours.
Aragorn flies in onto Lurtz. Boromir jumps in.
So, Fellowship moves, what do we have?
So we had Gimli charging the troll,
Yeah.
with Frodo phasing through it with the ring on. Sam's engaging a pikeman, so he'll get his free heroic combat because Frodo's in combat. And then Boromir and Aragorn made a play for Lurtz, and now they've just been swamped. Legolas is out of combat but moved 6, so he cannot shoot, but he's getting that nice trap on the old troll.
Alright, then we have shooting. 1 crossbow to shoot Legolas, misses. 1 crossbow to shoot through at Sam into this combat. Hits the combat. Hits the Uruk-hai. Kills the Uruk-hai. Sam's heroic combat has been cancelled now that he's got no one to fight. The troll is trapped, and they win the fight with Frodo halving the fight value because of the 1 ring. Gimli does 1 wound to the troll. Then Frodo rolls a 5, ups it with his 1 might to a 6. He needs 6s and 4s to kill the troll, and bam, he does it. Get that troll out of there.
I still only count as 1!
Boromir upping his strength with the heroic strength, getting him to +2, making him a strength 6. Rolls a 6 in the fight. Now he's here to strike Lurtz. 5s to win. That's 2 wounds on Lurtz.
We'll might up the other one then.
2
3.
wounds with a might up. 3 wounds to Lurtz. Let's see what happens. We have 1 fate roll. Fate roll for Lurtz. He is alive. Lurtz has saved 1, and then 2 wounds go through. He is still alive. Aragorn, heroic strength up to 2+, so he's at strength 6 as well. Wins the fight naturally, And now he has Uruk-hai Bane Dagger, and he will take strikes.
So I'll strike the captain, and if he does a wound, instead he does D3 wound.
He
There we
gets
go.
that
So we get the
6,
wound.
gets the wound, and then D3 wounds
D3 wounds.
in the tray.
1, still 1 wound. Hit him again.
Another 6.
Another 6. Well, D3. 3 wounds.
3 wounds. He cannot fate that. The captain is dead. So Aragorn and Boromir both win their fights, killing the captain. Does the game end?
That's all it takes.
1-2, the game ends.
6.
It keeps going. Merry and Pippin, the Fellowship of 1 initiative. Merry and Pippin jump off, but Merry rolls a 1 and takes a strength 3 hit on the way down.
And a 6 for the last. He is dead.
I think I've broken something.
And then the rest are tying up the forces, getting to the point. Frodo on Lurtz, Aragorn on Lurtz, Sam on Lurtz. So the last remaining Uruks run back to the safety of the hold ground point. The crossbow Uruks move around to be all within 6 inches of the control point. And all the rest of the fellowship are locked up. So here's hoping that the game ends this round. Free heroic strength from Aragorn, free heroic combat from Sam, and 1 point of might for Boromir's heroic combat. Let's fight first. Roll your D3 heroic strength.
Aragorn goes up to 3 strength.
7.
So his strength 7.
Strength 7, and halved fight value.
So that is 2 wounds.
2 wounds to Lurtz.
Which
Lurtz has
turn
nothing left.
Into 3 wounds.
3 wounds to Lurtz.
Heroic
Alright, Lurtz
pops.
succumbs to the strength of Aragorn. And those free heroic combats trigger. Where do you want to go?
Well, we'll jump Aragorn over here. 6 inches.
Right on the control point, that's nice.
We'll move Frodo up behind the tree. And we'll move Sam to help Gimli.
And then Boromir's heroic combat triggers.
Blow the horn.
Brr, 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 brr.
Test your courage, sir.
7.
That seems like a pass.
Yep. Boromir wins the fight but causes no wounds. Then we move over to Gimli and this guy, and he's going to shield up. Uruk-hai wins the fight, shielding.
We got Legolas.
Then we got Legolas over here. So Legolas wins the fight and kills 1 Uruk. We're at the end of combat here. The Uruks are now broken with they'll start taking courage tests for their 66%. And we will see if the game ends. So 1-2, the game ends.
6.
6, the game keeps going. I can't win this. I should have ended 3 turns ago. Courage tests severely crippled the Uruk-hai. And there's only a few left standing while the rest of the fellowship make it to the objective. It looks like the might and the fear of the mighty fellowship has thrown the Uruks off. All they can do now is crossbow volley into the objective, hoping to get rid of some units, which could be possible. Then we'll have shooting. Shooting's going to make the decision for me. Frodo fails his Lord of the Rings check, and he gets moved by me away, but it doesn't matter, he's got little legs. And then we'll go into shooting. 5 Uruk-hai shooting into that combat. Aragorn has been slain. I need all the help I can get. And over to combat. Boromir wins his heroic combat. And where will he move?
He's gonna charge this boy.
No!
And Gimli is gonna.
And then we have combat from
Boromir.
Boromir. See if the 6s are rolled.
5.
1. Nope, sounds about right. No, they're the same. Yeah, 6 will get him. It looks like their fellowship has taken the ground. Let's see if we roll to end the game. 2. The game ends. Oh my god. Let's count up some victory points.
Score 3 victory points if you have more models within 6 inches of the objective than your opponent.
I have 4. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So you get 3 victory points.
You score 1 victory point for causing 1 or more wounds on the enemy leader. If you kill the enemy leader, you instead score 2. So you
2.
get 2 for Aragorn kill.
And you get 2.
2 for Lurtz's kill. You score 1 victory point if the enemy force is broken at the end of the game. If the enemy force is broken and your force is unbroken, instead you score 3.
So 3 more, so that takes it to 8.
There we go. 8 plays 2.
8 plays 2. Congratulations, the Fellowship.